What's up, everyone? Welcome back once again. My name is Rico, and this is the GSG Global Marketing Group. And today I want to talk to you about an avalanche. And I'm not talking about that woulda, coulda, shoulda snowstorm that happened on the East Coast in my area. I'm talking about the blockchain avalanche. AVAX is the symbol because VanEck just launched an ETF with AVAX's name on it, as well as on-chain data on the C chain is exploding. Transactions are moving, and Avalanche is rewarding developers for making transactions happen on the network. We'll talk about that and more as soon as I return from the intro. Don't go anywhere. So let's jump right in because this VanEck ETF for Avalanche is something major because it's quietly changing the game for crypto and stock assets. Because today, January 26th, the VanEck Avalanche ETF, ticker symbol VAVX, began trading officially on the Nasdaq. That makes Avalanche one of the first L1s that's not Ethereum to get a US listed ETF. This is not futures, it's not derivatives. This is real AVAX inside of this ETF. And of course, it's regulated, again, issued by VanEck. It carries a 0.30% fee and uses Coinbase custody. And the AVAX is tracked by the MarketVector Avalanche Benchmark rate. They can stake a portion of the AVAX that's in the ETF. So that means the ETF not only can gain in price or of course fall in price, but it can generate yield with that AVAX that's in the ETF. So I think that's really good. This is inside a traditional investment product, and whether you like ETFs or not, it doesn't matter because it changes who is allowed to buy AVAX. Pensions, IRAs, asset managers. Now, the second thing I want to talk about is Avalanche and the network activity happening on Avalanche. While the price is chopping around in this area of $12 or sub $12, AVAX fundamentals have been doing very uncrypto-like things. Recent on-chain data shows massive increase in C-chain usage, explosive growth in active addresses, one of the lowest average fees among major L1s last week. And remember, on Avalanche, fees are burned. Whenever you make a transaction, those fees are actually burned, which is a value add for the network. The next thing I want to talk to you about is the Retro 9000 $40 million no pitch decks required grant that Avalanche is offering to developers like myself, of course, because you know we have the GS50, where if we're generating transactions in the network, we're burning fees. That means we're contributing to the wellness of the network. As of January 21st, we now have the Retro 9000 C-Chain round. It's all going to be transaction volume and how many fees were actually burned through your app. So every transaction on the C-Chain burns AVAX, of course. The more your app is actually used, the more AVAX it burns. The more AVAX it burns, the higher your rank. So as the Avalanche Foundation puts it, this round rewards builders who are already live, already shipping, already contributing, no coming soon, no trust us, just execution. And this is why I'm becoming more and more of an Avalanche maximalist, because we are building actively on Avalanche. Of course, I've told you about the GS50 token, the 8020, our NFTs run on Avalanche. We have so much functionality with blockchain radio. Man, it's great, this opportunity that Avalanche is now going to be retroactive, paying builders and creators that are actually live. There are even referral systems paying up to $3,000 in AVAX per project, per round. This is Avalanche saying, build something people actually use, and we'll fund you after you prove it. This is how sustainable the Avalanche ecosystem is built. I think that's really dope. So the last story I want to talk to you about is really, an argument that I've been having with people over the last few years is Avalanche or Solana and what the differences are. So let's address this comparison that everybody loves to fight about. Solana is very fast. It's great for consumer apps, high velocity trading. Avalanche is modular. It's built for custom blockchains, compliance friendly deployments, and enterprise level use cases. Solana optimizes for global states, maximum throughputs, but Avalanche optimizes for subnets, isolated execution, real world assets, and institutional comfort. Neither is better. They're solving different problems. But here's a key difference in 2026. Avalanche has now a spot ETF, potential regulated staking, a grant system that rewards usage, and that's why institutions are paying attention to Avalanche. Now, of course, with all of that, I've mentioned before the GS50 integration and where this actually touches home for us, because now let's connect these dots. All of this Avalanche activity directly impacts the ecosystem where GS50 operates. More real usage on Avalanche means more transactions, more fees burned, more sustainable economy activity, which strengthens the underlying utility that supports staking and dividend mechanics. That is not a promise. That is really the plumbing of the whole ecosystem, the whole Avalanche ecosystem, and plumbing that makes systems like Avalanche last. And I want to end on this final note because the price of AVAX is down right now. It's severely depressed. But as I'm explaining to you, the fundamentals of AVAX, of Avalanche, continue to grow with the ETFs, with the grants, with all the on-chain activity. We talked about the state of Wyoming launching their stablecoin on Avalanche. There's too many institutional signals that is telling me that the fundamentals for Avalanche are strong. So if you can get involved in something that is price depressed, such as Avalanche, and you know the fundamentals are strong, to me, it just makes a good decision to open a position in Avalanche. That is just my strategy. I'm not saying that you need to do that strategy because I'm not a financial advisor. I'm a technologist. And what I want to do next is I want to introduce you to my personal website. This is ricocunningham.com because I am a technologist. I build applications. I understand how to teach technology to people who are not technically savvy. So I invite you to come over and check out things that are happening here on my website, especially the blogs that we have. So of course, if you understood the GSG bots that I explained to you on our last video, then you understand that I have AI, a system of bots that is collecting information not only in financial markets, but also in the technology industry and writing blogs and newsletters for us to keep us ahead of what's going on in technology. So you can come out and check out the latest blog. You could also book some time with me if you need assistance, if you want to learn how to get into the 80/20, if you want to learn about what we're doing on Avalanche, if you need a personal technologist, then let's talk. Let's talk about your needs. Come to my website, ricocunningham.com, connect, sign in, and then you can actually book a meeting with me. It will be a Zoom meeting. It will automatically send you an email and remind you of our meeting. And I welcome anyone who wants to talk seriously about how to build technology inside of your existing business, or if you're interested in what my business is, then I'll be happy to help you. Now, with that, ladies and gentlemen, I don't have much more. I just wanted to make sure that you understand that great things are happening on the Avalanche blockchain, and I'm laying out a case for you to understand why the fundamentals are so strong for Avalanche right now, especially what's going on politically, especially what's going on with the government and regulations that are being brought in that are going to support a more robust crypto framework. And it is my opinion that you might want to align with strong blockchains that have solid fundamentals, and especially in a depressed price mode right now. I think it's a steal, it's a bargain. And if you thought the information that I just provided was valuable, once you consider subscribing and hitting the bell, the alert icon, it will let you know when there's a new video. I'm getting into the mind where I'm going to try to drop at least one video a week. I'm going to at least commit to one video a week. But if there's hot information, I'm going to jump in and start doing this a lot more. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. We'll talk again later.